There is an active cover-up running right now in the United States Senate. 5 weeks and counting. No burglary, no affairs, no offshore accounts. And the motive behind this one is a single date circled on the calendar. And I don't want you to take my word for this that being a cover-up. We're going to go to Republican Congressman Tim Burchett on Newsmax saying, quote, "It's just a cover-up on top of a cover-up. This whole thing is a farce." And when MAGA congressmen are yelling cover-up about their own side, you better buckle up. Because, yes, a United States senator in front of a reporter this week was asked, somebody, please release a proof of life video about a member of his own party. And yes, we are still talking about the Mitch McConnell cover-up. And I've already covered how we got here, the ambulance, the dispatch audio, the hostage-style hospital photo. You can go watch all of my previous coverage on this. It is a wild ride. But this one is about what just happened, because finally the dam is breaking inside the Republican Party.
Nothing in Washington ever happens by accident. It's just it's a cover-up up on top of a cover-up. And that's why nobody trusts what's going on in Washington. This whole thing is a farce.
Look, you got Tommy Tuberville, the Floridian, Alabama's Republican senator, that told a reporter that the GOP's own caucus lunch got nothing on McConnell. Quote, "We didn't get any information in our luncheon. I don't know why. What's going on? That's the leadership's business." And the United States senator there has a proposed fix. Quote, "Somebody needs to come out and put a little video out."
Now you still need McConnell's vote. He's not here, and there are a lot of people saying he should have released like a video or more information. Do you think he's released enough by himself?
Somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to come out and he put a little video out, and we didn't get any information today in our luncheon. I don't know what's going on, but that's not my business. That's the leadership's business.
And presumably this video would have someone calling for people to bring out their dead, to which Mitch would be saying things like, "I'm getting better, and I feel fine, and I don't want to go on the cart," before eventually repeating, "I feel happy, I feel happy." Then Tuberville said the quiet part out loud at full volume. It's what we've all been saying this whole time. McConnell needs to be back before recess. Why? Tuberville, quote, "We're going to need him because the Democrats not going to give us any votes." Not, "How's Mitch doing?" Not, "We hope he gets healthy." Quote, "We need him."
He's going to need to come back probably before this 3-week session's over with, because then we're off for like 5 weeks.
And you've a lot of votes coming up, yeah.
Yeah, we got some, and we're going to need him because the Democrats are not going to give us any votes. So,
Your Honor, there's your motive, and we're going to come back to that. Because Tuberville is not alone in brazenly calling for McConnell's near reanimation. Again, Republican Congressman Tim Burchett going on Newsmax, calling it a cover-up on top of a cover-up. Then you've got Nancy Mace saying this charade can't continue. You have MAGA congresspeople yelling cover-up over and over again. And look, I live for this, but it's starting to get really, really suspicious. Because it's been more than 2 weeks since anyone in Washington has even claimed to speak to Mitch McConnell. Looking at you, Scott Jennings. No one in leadership, no one in his office, no one. And by the way, go back to that July 12th statement that his office finally put out, the one with that weird photo. That statement says that he took a fall in June and was briefly unconscious, and he didn't have a heart attack. But I want you to compare that to the dispatch tape, the one where you hear CPR in progress, and the dispatcher calls it a cardiac arrest response. Now, to be clear, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who reads words into a camera, and some of the words that I have read have come from a dispatch log. And in my capacity as a non-doctor, it is my belief that paramedics do not, as a rule, perform CPR on a man who merely fainted. Also, I note that they are denying that it's a heart attack. That is a very specific move when the dispatcher was saying cardiac arrest, which, yes, those are very different things. The McConnell camp was very careful in the words they chose for their statement. And I want to hear your prediction. Does the real story on Mitch McConnell come out before or after a key date that I'll cover in just a second, August 3rd? Tell me in the comments. And tell me why that date matters, because I'm going to get to it. But if you've gotten to this part of the story and you already know, maybe drop it in the comments. It's kind of like a test of who's been watching my prior content. Because the why here is simple. And the simplicity is cold and perhaps ghoulish. It's because Republicans must preserve their razor-thin margin and never, ever let that seat anywhere near a ballot that a Democrat could win. I don't need to remind you that Republicans hold the Senate 53-47 because if they lose one seat, that razor-thin margin gets razor thinner. And suddenly, two defections paralyze anything you're trying to get done. Which brings me to the Kentucky law. A seat vacated before August 3rd will trigger a special election, an actual ballot in a cycle where Democrats have been flipping special election seats all year. I have covered a whole pile of those on this channel, and it's in a state whose governor is currently a very popular Democrat. This truly is a seat that could flip to blue. But if they vacate after August 3rd, there is no special election. The seat sits empty until January and gets filled in the normal November election that Republicans expect to hold. There's no snap ballot, no blue risk, their margin is preserved. But I want to layer in one more date here. The Senate leaves for recess August 8th, 5 days after that deadline, and they will be gone until mid-September. So if Republicans clear August 3rd, and recess gets to hide that empty desk for 5 more weeks. 5 days apart, 2 dates, both protecting the same seat. And Tuberville has already told you what McConnell means to these people. They don't call him a colleague. They don't call him an 84-year-old man that his friends are worried about. He is simply a vote they need attached to a seat that they can't risk. The cover-up is not about protecting him. It's about protecting their number. And that's why I'm going to ask you to hit the notification bell, because we are going to be watching August 3rd like a hawk. And when those health updates suddenly get real chatty in mid-August, you'll hear about it from us first.